Hello, welcome to Salt and Sand Studios, live from Vermont. This is Karen. Great to have you here, doing a quick sound and video check. I see that there are a couple folks online. We got a thumbs up already. Not sure what's going on there. I haven't been online yet. My name is Karen. Today we are going to slow down to power up, which might sound difficult or it might sound easy to you. We're going to start with a mudra, a hand gesture called the Abhaya Mudra, which is the mudra of fearlessness. Cool, huh? All right, do my sound check. Checking in with my audio-visual partner. Not seeing yet if that is on. I'm going to assume it is. If you have an account and you are online with me, let me know with a quick chat that we're doing A-OK. I think we are. Nothing seems amiss. So if you normally sit on a cushion or a blanket or something, go ahead and find that comfortable seat. We'll start off, as we often do, in Sukhasana, easy pose, with legs crossed. Just a quick peek. It looks like, hi, Kelly. Thank you. Great to have you here. All right, we are prepared. The Abhaya Mudra, mudra of fearlessness. Easy for me to say. We're going to go ahead and find a comfortable seat, scooching a little forward on whatever you're sitting on. The Abhaya Mudra is quite simple. We'll take the back of the right hand in front of the right shoulder. Fingers are straight. Really press the center of the hand to start, and then a little bit of a cupping of the hand, and then tuck that right elbow in like a wing. I like to place my left palm upward on my left knee or thigh. And here in fearlessness, it's your choice if you would like to open the eyes, put them at half mast, or close them. We allow the spine to elongate, tilting the tailbone forward so that the pelvis tilts forward. And a little tiny bit of squeezing of the shoulder blades without dropping the belly. And here, find breath. Maybe even take stock of something that makes you feel courageous or brave. Maybe it's just coming to your mat today. Long, full breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Albert Camus made a statement, I won't quote it precisely, but I will reference it, that no matter how hard the world pushes in on you, there's something stronger inside yourself. Fearlessness, the power to respond with choice. Breathe in and out. In and out. Bring to mind an intention or motivation for the practice. Maybe that's something you feel sort of in your center chest, and then guide that sensation, that intention up into the right palm. Imagine on the out breath, bits of that intention or motivation can be shared out with the world surrounding you, preparing you, cushioning you with fearlessness, with courage, with bravery to practice. Press the palms together now at the heart. We'll open practice with a single chant of Om. If you'd like to join in, you don't have to chant. Maybe you hum, or perhaps you just breathe out your mouth. Long, full breath in through the nose. Working to power up by slowing down. Find a very gentle movement into child's pose. Drawing your body face down on your mat. Knees nice and wide. Big toes touch. Welcome to everybody on this beautiful Saturday morning in Vermont. You might not be in Vermont. And if you have crunchy shoulders or any issues with the upper back, you might go ahead and bend the elbows and stack your hands so the head is on the back of a hand, but that is not required. The arms can also be long in front with the head resting on the earth or a prop. We allow the breath to work into the lower back, the sacrum, the flat part at the bottom of the back, and find your breath. Nice and slowly on a breath in, come to your fingertips. Lift the head off the mat just a tiny bit. Breathe in, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, hands crawl over to the right, maybe off the mat. Take your time. Perhaps the left hand comes to the back of the right hand. Let the head drop. Breathe in and out. On an inhale, hands crawl to center. Take your time. And an exhale, they crawl off to the left. Inhale, make your way to center. Exhale, settle in. Come up to a forearm tabletop, so you might need to shift the arms so the elbows are under your shoulders. The knees come right under the hips, so you might need to move them back and in. And check in that the feet are not touching one another. Power up this posture by drawing the belly in and sending energy into the forearms to make space between the shoulder blades. This might be where you stay, or you might find cat and cow or cat to a neutral spine. You press the floor away with the forearms, the tops of the feet, and the knees. Breathe out. Scoop the belly in, round the spine. Start to feel this in the shoulders and the triceps. And inhale. Maybe the belly drops and the gaze and the hips lift. I'm not going to go super far to protect my low back, but you might have more flexibility. Exhale, round for the cat shape. Keep using the tops of the feet. Inhale for the cow shape. And one more time. Super slow. Really use the belly. Return to a neutral spine. Keep that energy moving as if the palms and the forearms are drawing the mat backward. Then one at a time, hands come underneath the shoulders. We're in tabletop. We're going to slowly work into a plank. Stepping 1 foot behind you, pause. You're on the ball of the foot, maybe you rock forward and backward. Really work the belly in and let the bony hips face downward. Someone said something yesterday that made me really think about this slowing down to power up, which is to say that the muscles, like the brain, the body, like the brain, will find the easiest route. And sometimes that means putting all the effort into a place that is not ready for it or not designed for it. Reaching the extended heel back, you're going to then meet that with the opposite heel. And now we're going to go ahead and move forward and backward. You got to really fortify the quads, activate the glutes, the belly, the space between the shoulders. Big breath in. Knees drop, lower all the way down to the mat. Hands by your sides, palms face down. Spine super long. Imagine the fingers could reach to the feet and the toes could reach to the very back of the mat. Bony hips into the earth, navel away from the earth. Pause here, breathe. And once more, palms come underneath the shoulders. Tabletop, elongated with the hands in front. Tuck your toes. Shift. This time we'll shift the knees off the mat just a few inches. And draw the chest toward the thighs. You're looking past your fingers. Fingers are really wide. Big breath in. Slowly exhale, downward facing dog. Hips lift high. Maybe pedal into your feet or rise up onto the tippy toes. Settle in. And imagine here that the power of the belly and the hips could draw energy out of your wrists. Inhale, rise up to the tiptoes. See if you can stay on the tiptoes as you press the chest toward the thighs. The belly moves in and out. Look past your hands and tippy toe all the way to them. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Forward fold. Uttanasana, belly on the thighs. You might need to bend the knees for that. Ragdoll, elbows bend. Maybe the hands tuck inside the elbows. Or perhaps they cup the elbows. Hands release toward the earth, super slowly, like you're in slow motion. Press the floor away and gather the belly in to float upward. A tree growing from its little greenness all the way to bark. Mountain pose, arms float high overhead. Palms pressed together there. We rise up to the tiptoes, fortify the buttocks and the thighs. Lift the heart. Movement is okay. Drop down, hands at your heart, Samastitihi. Inhale, sweep the arms down, out, and up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips, nice and slow. Belly in the whole way down. Palms to the shins, half lift. Pause here, 2 rounds of breath. The belly makes space. The sitting bones reach back. The shoulder blades move toward the hips and the heart shines forward. Nice breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, float to standing, mountain pose. Arms sweep high overhead. Right hand drops by your sides. Get really long on both sides of the body. Breath in. Exhale, a little tilt to the right. We're not going deep. Opening the heart to the sky and feeling all this beautiful energy up along the left side of the body. Opening up the rib cage like it's an amazing set of gills. Inhale, both arms lift high. Exhale, left hand down by your side. Breath in. Breath out, tilt. Heart lifts, belly in. Inhale, both arms reach high overhead. Exhale, cactus arms. Feet move a little bit wide. We're going to start with a little balance, shifting weight onto the left foot. Very slowly lift the right knee toward your heart. You're going to activate the foot, use the belly and the quad, and then squeeze the left glutes. The glutes are the standing leg, and the kneecap of the standing leg moves toward the quad. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Hands to your heart. Step the right foot way to the back of the mat. We're going to find a crescent lunge with the hands at the heart. I got a little wobbly, so I move my left foot out to the left. Right glute super active here. Working to identify the places in the body that help the hips stay forward, the low back stay protected, and the heart open up. Maybe you bring your hands by your sides to help that out. Slowing down to power up. Bring your hands to your hips and shift the heart forward. Sweep the arms up by the ears. Belly's got to be super strong, and don't forget to use that back leg. Rise up, crescent warrior, hands overhead. Cactus arms to open the heart a little bit more. Power up the right glutes. You got this. We're going to step into chair pose, Utkatasana, hands stay in cactus. Rise up to the balls of the feet. Draw your hands to your heart. Slowly using the belly and the quads, drop the sitting bones toward the heels. Maybe you crouch all the way down. And then we press all the way back up. See if we can stay on the balls of the feet. Heels draw down, hands by your sides, arms sweep high. Woo! Exhale, forward fold. Knees are soft. Palms to the shins, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Unroll yourself all the way to standing once again. Cactus arms, breath out. We're lengthening the side bodies even while drawing the lowest hips. Do you have two sets of hips? The lowest ribs on the front body move toward the bony hips, even as you're working to expand the front and the spine. This time, balance, weight into the right foot, and slowly we drift the left leg up, but it's not really drifting because we're powering up the quad and the belly. Tuck your tailbone. Activate the floating foot. And now power up the glutes and the quad of the standing leg. Hands to your heart. We'll shift into our high lunge, left foot way to the back of the mat. If you're like me, you need to find balance, moving the front foot out. Shoulders over the hips. Left glutes activated, left heel reaches. Maybe cactus or hands by your sides to open up the heart. Tuck the tailbone, extend that back leg. Hands to your hips, shoulders shift forward, but you keep drawing the belly in. Once the heart is reaching toward the right knee, fortify the back leg. Really use the glutes and float the arms in front by your ears. This powers up now the right glutes and hamstrings. And we lift on a breath in, crescent warrior. Hands to your heart, step into chair pose, Utkatasana. Energy in the heels, float the toes off the mat, spread them wide, and then bring them back down one at a time. I'm going to work again, lifting onto the balls of the feet. Draw the heels down. Take a twist over to the right. I'm going to stay upright for my low back, but you're welcome to shift the heart forward and the left elbow outside the right thigh. Inhale through center and exhale, twist to the opposite side. How are we doing? Powering up without our caffeine? No need to wash a mug. Inhale, come through to center, rise up standing, palms pressed together and reach overhead. Elbows then bend so the fingers come behind the neck or between the shoulder blades. Open up the heart, tuck the tailbone, press the head back into the forearms. Hands drop behind you, fingers intertwine, maybe the awkward way. We open up the heart, draw the lowest ribs down toward the hips, drawing the belly in and up. Shoulder blades start to fall in love. We're going to sit into chair once again. Exhale, forward fold. Exhale, hands release to the earth. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, float to standing, arms sweep high. Exhale, forward fold. Taking your time for a half lift. 2 full rounds of breath here. Exhale, forward fold, runner's lunge, left foot to the back of the mat. Take your time. You're on your fingertips, belly moves in, shoulders toward the hips. Left fingertips stay down, right heel of the right hand comes at your low back. Breathe in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. Another breath in. Exhale, right hand to the mat. Step the back foot halfway up the mat for Parsvottanasana. You might use your right thumb to press your right hip crease behind. Let your head drop. A longer inhale, shorter exhale. Longer inhale, shorter exhale. One more time, longer inhale, shorter exhale. Step the back foot up to meet the front. We take our halfway lift again. Exhale, forward fold. This time the right foot moves way to the back of the mat, runner's lunge. Finding balance, length, and strength, belly moves away from the thigh as if the heart could peel forward beyond the front of your mat. Right fingertips stay down, heel of the left hand on your low back. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Big breath in. Exhale, left hand down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, hop the right foot partway toward the front of the mat. Send that left sitting bone behind you. Fold over your left leg. Let the head hang loose. It's like a cannonball. Now we switch the breath. Longer breath in. Shorter breath out. Longer breath in, shorter breath out, and in, out. Back foot steps up to meet the front. Inhale, rise to standing, arms sweep high. Exhale, once again, cactus arms. Eagle arms, right elbow comes under the left. 1 wrap perhaps, or 2. Elbows lift. Rise back to the balls of the feet. Harder to do. Fortify the quads, the hamstrings and the glutes. Keep the belly strong. Heels to the mat. Step the right foot back halfway on the mat. Finding a warrior 1 stance, bend into your front knee. I'm adjusting to make my stance a little longer, keeping the hips square to the front of the mat, elbows lift. We draw the navel in and the elbows toward the navel. Inhale, rise up, elbows high. Bound, humble warrior. Left shoulder inside the left knee. Peel the belly up, drop your head. Belly in and up. Exhale this time to rise upward. Step forward to the front of the mat. Cactus arms. Eagle arms opposite way, right under left, no, left under right. One wrap or two. Left foot steps back on the mat. Warrior one, lower body stance. Adjusting where you need to. Elbows lift up. Exhale, draw the belly in and up, elbows toward your navel. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, step forward. Cactus arms. I'm wobbling a little bit here. Exhale, hands by your sides, mountain pose. Longer inhale. Burst of exhale. Longer inhale. Burst of exhale. Use that belly. Inhale. Burst of exhale. Inhale, arm sweep high. Exhale, forward fold. Rise up halfway. Forward fold. Step back, high plank. Pause in your high plank. Once again, finding the power in the plank. A very simple but powerful posture. Drop onto your left shin, untuck your toes. Flip the right heel to the left. Float the right arm high. Modified side plank, Vashisthasana. Lift the hips, draw the belly in. Let the hips stack. Exhale, right hand to the mat. Come back to your plank. Rock forward and backward. Fingers nice and wide, palm lifts away from the mat. Right shin and knee drop, toes untucked, left heel toward the right. Left arm lifts high. Hips stack, belly strong. Left hand drops, return to your plank. We're going to go straight to down dog. Breathe out, hips lift high. The right leg floats off the mat. We shift into a plank with the right leg lifted. Press back up, three-legged dog. And a crescent warrior on the right. Hands in fists, elbows out, cactus arms. Slowly send the weight into the front foot, lift the left knee toward the heart. Draw the hands by the sides. Float the left leg behind you, bird or airplane. Step back, crescent warrior. Exhale, hands frame your front foot. Step back, high plank. Downward dog. Left leg lifts off the mat, breath in. Float forward, high plank, left leg lifted. Three-legged dog, press the chest back. Crescent warrior. Arms float high. Hands make fists. Elbows draw out, cactus arms. Slowly press energy into the left foot. Float the right knee high. Hands to your heart, tree or bird. Crescent warrior. Hands plant around your front foot, step back, high plank. Your choice, you might find a low plank and then right back into high plank. Downward facing dog. Rise back to the tiptoes, press the chest toward the thighs, lift the hips high, look past your hands and walk to them once again. Forward fold at the front of your mat. Yogi toe lock, peace fingers around the big toes. Lift the heart and belly, bend the elbows on a breath out to either side of your mat. Drop your head. Gently float all the way to standing. Arms reach high. Exhale, hands to your heart. I'm going to step the left foot back and face the side of the mat. We'll start by taking the feet wider than the shoulder. Both feet parallel to the outer edges of the mat. We're going to move into a warrior two. We're going to do so really slowly. So check that the back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Spin on the right heel, the front heel, to bring it facing the front of your mat. Bend your right knee over the right ankle. And then shift the stance around if you need to find balance. You really want to feel like you're pressing into the outer edge of the back foot. You got your juicy bend in your front foot. And then knee is moving away from you. Now the thighs are sort of spinning toward each other. So rather than bending into that back knee, spin the thigh behind you as if the glutes are moving toward the back of the mat. Front bone hip is not shifting over the right thigh, but rather peeling away. So you got to use the belly for that. And activate the glutes, especially on the left side, but really on both sides. And now, with your heart squared to the side of your mat, your hips opening to the side of your mat, slowly unfurl your wings. Fingers point front and back. And maybe you take a peek at your back hand, because sometimes our proprioception isn't as beneficial as we might like, so the arms are parallel, fingers nice and wide. The gaze now can move over the middle right finger, front finger. We activate the shoulder blades, the triceps and biceps. And here we are hanging out, a simple yet powerful posture. Pressing energy into the outer edge of the left foot. Back foot. We're simply going to drop the outer forearm to the right thigh. Swing the left arm around in front of the face and then up toward the sky. Side angle. So the shoulders are still stacked over the hips. Return to warrior two. Bring your hands to your hips and extend your front leg. Spin on your heel so the front foot is now parallel to the front of the mat. We'll take that to the other side. First, check out that the hips are parallel to the side of the mat and the shoulders are stacked over the hips. Sometimes we're leaning forward, sometimes we're shifted backwards. So check on that. One of the ways you can help is by activating the glutes a little bit and drawing the kneecaps toward the thighs. This time we spin on the foot toward the back of the mat and we point it there, bending into what is my left knee. We re-square the hips. If they've come unsquared to face that foot, we're going to bring them back to the long edge of the mat. Shoulders too. Juicy bend in your left knee. And the knee is moving away from you toward the back, not toward the open side, the front side of the body. Arms now can float wide, and maybe we check in that they are parallel, front and back. And the gaze can float over the middle left finger. Triceps and biceps activate. Left bony hip pulls away from the left thigh. Left forearm inside the left thigh, right arm sweeps around. It reaches toward the sky like you could tickle the clouds, and the heart opens up. Maybe the gaze lifts up too. Belly's still strong, glutes are strong. Don't forget about that back leg. My right knee just softened because I was not activating all of the appropriate muscles in my right leg. Return to warrior two. Hands to the hips. Extend your left leg. This time, as we point both toes toward, both sets of toes toward the side of the mat, the long edge. We're going to heel toe the feet in so that they're about shoulders distance. Then the heels come in, the toes come out, knees bend. We're working into goddess pose or temple. I think in some practices it's called horse. The knees are intended to point in the direction of the middle toes. And rather than shifting the bum back and the heart and chest forward, we're going to shift the shoulders right over the hips. Elongate the spine. Activate the thighs. Bring the hands to the heart. We're going to pause here. We've done a lot of thigh work today. We're going to keep that up. Use the hamstrings and the glutes, not just the quads. We're going to float the right heel off the mat. Drop the seat down. Keep it there. Drop the right heel down. Lift the left heel up. Drop the seat down. Send the left heel down. Pause. Continue to draw the belly in toward the spine and the tailbone down. Both heels come off the mat. Woo! Drop the seat. Cactus arms. You got this. Heart lifts. Hands to your hips. Extend the legs. Bring the heels down. Nice. Step to the front of the mat. That was outstanding posture. We sweep the arms nice and high. Maybe a swan dive with the belly in and a nice flat back forward fold. Halfway lift along flat spine. Exhale, hands plant. We step back, high plank. Lower all the way down to the mat. Elbows in toward the rib cage. Untuck your toes. Your back bend choice. I'm going to work into a very low cobra. You notice I have my blocks around and I did not use them today. I'm going to press forward and up with the heart. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Broaden the collarbones. Glutes loosen up and the bony hip points reach to the earth. The navel moves away. Breathe here. 3, 2. Come all the way down to the mat. Work your way into a child's pose. We'll take a couple of breaths here. If your body is asking for the knees to be together, you're welcome to take Balasana 1. You might even bring the top of the head to the earth rather than the forehead. Swing the arms around so the hands connect to the feet. Sometimes this can help the sacrum open up a little bit more. And the arms just drop. So rather than holding tension there, be fearless and allow the posture to find you. You're going to press up so you're sitting on your heels and find your way to a seat right at the center of the mat. The legs swing around. We're going to go ahead and tuck the right heel underneath the left thigh. And you can either place the left heel in front of the right ankle or place the left foot outside the right thigh. I'm being extra kind to my low spine, so I'm not taking the deeper twist. We sit up nice and tall. Belly in, exhale, twist over to the left. And again, it doesn't really matter how deep you get. The body is going to try and find the easiest route, but rather than allowing that, guide it. It is your choice, your control, your courage to find the places where effort is necessary and let go of the places where it is not. Inhale forward. We're going to scoot that right shin so it's more parallel to the front of the mat. Extend the left leg right out of the hip for Janu Shirshasana. We sit up super tall. Maybe there's a block underneath the right knee. Maybe a little bend in the left as you urge the toes toward the torso. On an exhale, belly in and up, long spine. Find your way over your left leg. Inhale, rise up. An upright Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Both knees drop to the sides of the mat. You might sneak your sitting bones close to your heels as the soles of the feet draw together, but we're going to stay in our upright posture, maybe taking a hold of the shins or the ankles and using the elbows to press the thighs and knees away. That feels really nice to me. My adductors, the inner thighs, are stretching a little bit. We'll take our twist now on this side. Maybe the right hand outside the right knee helps it lift upward. Place the foot forward. Left heel tucks underneath the place right where the thigh and the glutes attach. Big toe onto the right foot, whether it's here or in front, comes to the earth for a long spine breath in and a twist over the right shoulder. I find my right shoulder loves to hike up by my ear, so I take a moment to guide it away and down, squeezing the shoulder blades a little toward each other. Then inhale takes us front and center. Left shin a little more parallel to the front of the mat. Right leg extends, adjust if need be. Toes coming toward the body. We sit up super tall. Exhale for a fold. Over the right leg. Even for a long spine, doesn't need to be a super deep fold. Inhale, float upward. This time we're going to sneak over onto the left hip, swing the right leg around to find pigeon pose. I think for at least one of you this is a favorite, but maybe taking your time, you find a different route into the posture. I'm going to place a block under my left glute because it's pretty far away from the earth, and I am being very careful of my low spine. Maybe you stay upright if you normally fold way over, or maybe you try out forearms. Extending the space between the shoulder blades, stacking the hands, and then dropping the head. Hands walk back underneath the shoulders. If you have a prop, relieve yourself of it. You're going to swing the right foot around, find Baddha Konasana once again. Soles of the feet draw together. Maybe you sneak the sitting bones toward the heels. Perhaps you stay upright, find a back bend, or find a fold. I'm going to go ahead and place my thumbs inside the arches of the feet so I can peel the feet open like a book, and quite naturally, that allows the hips to open a little bit more. If you have a full fold, go ahead and take that. If you're using myself as a reference, I don't go very deep here due to my low back. Two more breaths. Your breath in lifts you up. Shift over onto the right hip to find half pigeon on this side. You normally take half pigeon on your back. Apologies for not mentioning that before. That is an option anytime pigeon is offered, as is any other posture that feels better for you. Although a challenge is good, we work to maintain safety, and since we are flowing slow to find a little power up, take your time here. I just did a quick engagement of my left kneecap and the glutes in support of a little bit of extra power. And then we relax into the posture. Sometimes that is the manifestation of fearlessness, is allowing, is softening into whatever the present moment has to offer. Not necessarily encouraging it in, but inviting openly. No aversion, no attachment. And once again, hands plant under the shoulders. Remove a prop if you've got it. Easier than it sounded. We're going to swing the left leg around. This time, both legs extend in front. Actually, let's bring the soles of the feet to the earth. Bottom moves to the center of the mat. Big toe mound on the earth, hands to your kneecaps, lift the heart, drop the shoulders, draw the belly in. Really slowly, we're going to round the back all the way down to the earth. We're going to cross the right knee over the left, almost like you're sitting in a chair crossing your legs. Then we're going to scooch the hips over to the left and shift the knees to the right. Arms might come out to create a T-shape, palms flop upward, gaze over the left shoulder. Knees might not be touching the earth, that is okay. In fact, the preference is for the shoulder blades to be on the earth. So you're actually twisting the spine, even if it is only twisting it a little bit. Shoulder blades are your anchor. Create a greater safety in your twist if they are connected to the earth. And slowly sneak the sole of the left foot back to the mat. Uncross your legs. Cross the left knee over the right. Hips lift and shift to the right. Knees drop to the left. Gaze maybe the opposite direction, over the right shoulder. And the right foot sneaks back to the earth. Left foot joins it. We shift the hips around until the spine is as straight top to bottom as it would normally be. And the knees hug in toward the chest. Palms to the kneecaps, knee circles, finding a little massage of the low back, the tailbone, and other direction. Move into Shavasana. If you need to take another shape or a gentle shift or movement, allow that to happen. Winding down to integrate the practice. If possible, space between the feet, even if the knees are bent. The hands are facing upward, a gesture of relaxation and receptivity. It's a new word, relaxivity. Back of the head is on the earth, chest and chin sort of aiming a little bit toward each other. When the world, however strongly, pushes back, there's something stronger in yourself. Shavasana. Let the breath deepen and find your way onto one side, curled up in a nice little nourishing ball. So return to your intention here. A moment to reconsider your motivation. And with your eyes closed and head heavy, press yourself back to a seat. Finding easy pose, Sukhasana, once more. We'll also move into the Abhaya Mudra with the back of the right hand in front of the right shoulder, elbow tucked in toward the ribs, palm a little bit cupped. Fearlessness. We'll take our Om from here, perhaps bring the left hand to the heart. Considering the bravery, the courage that you have created for yourself, in yourself, found and discovered, untethered from yourself. And share that and the merits of this practice out into the world with a chant of Om on breath in. Palms pressed together at your heart. May you find courage in your intentions and actions. Thumb knuckles to your forehead. We bow together. Namaste. Thanks to everyone who joined live or who has taken practice with this recording, coming to you from Vermont, Salt and Sand Studios. I'm Karen. This is Yoga Intermissions. Try this at home. Maybe not speak this at home. Please share, let others know. It's especially great for people who don't have a lot of time because it's 50 minutes, and good for people who have very little funding or no funding, but I do ask you to donate if you have the opportunity. I hope you have a great remainder of your day or evening, and I will see you next time. Feel free to enjoy the other recordings in the meantime, and happy Thanksgiving. Bye. Thank you, Kelly.